there are so many reasons why I got into teaching.
One of the best things is the light bulb moment.
When you see a pupil suddenly understand something, that's really, really special.
Every child is so full of potential, and the thing that makes me proudest to be a teacher is seeing them realise what they are capable of.
I don't think any other job can give you the same satisfaction.
That's why I chose to teach.
You could get £26,000 tax-free to train. Search Apply to Teach. Selected subjects only, subject to eligibility.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Here we go.
Yes, we have a brand new intro here at Gamertag Radio, listening to episode 563. This is your host, Danny, a.k.a. Godfrey. And also we have Pete here in the house. Pete.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Hype for Civil War coming out this week.
Yep.
Are you excited or what?
Of course, man. I've had my tickets in hand for a couple of weeks now, and it's coming down to crunch time for a specific event coming up in June, right?
Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. And also we have here Paris. Paris, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Like you said, Civil War is this weekend. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm taking my kids, a couple buddies going with me, and it's gonna be a good time, man. Look, NFL draft is going on right now. My team got the players I wanted, so I'm good. I'm happy.
Yeah. Are you happy, Pete, with your picks? Or what?
I'm surprised they went with Paxton. I was personally hoping they went for Connor Cook, but I think it's a good, solid pick if you go for the future. I mean, I just need to hope that his football IQ improves a little bit more. Working with Elway, I'm sure, is going to help a lot. I mean, it worked for Brock Osweiler, so I'm confident. I think if anybody has a good eye on what it takes to lead Denver, as a quarterback, it's definitely John Elway. So I trust him.
Hey, at least Miami Heat Game 7.
Hey.
Woo. Hey. All right. So head over to gamertagradio.com, or you can also give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. And of course, just in case Pete starts talking and mentioning this, yes, you could also go to play.it/gamertag, just in case you want to listen to our past episodes and everything too. Send us your questions. You could email us fanmail@gamertagradio.com. And also, we're premiering a brand new segment for the whole month of May to hype E3. We're going to be talking about that later on. But let's start with this because, we've finally received an email from Nintendo about their plans for this year's E3. But let's start with this one. This is straight from their press release about the brand new console, codenamed NX, that supposedly was going to come out this year. Nintendo was saying that this is coming out March of 2017, and they're not going to be promoting it at E3 at all in June. And their focus of this year's E3 is going to be Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, the Wii U version, and they are working for the NX version that's also going to be coming out March of 2017. Your thoughts, guys, because the only game they're going to have available for hands-on is Zelda at E3. I mean, E3 is looking very, very strange this year, and now with this news, because I think it's going to make it even more strange for this year, right?
Well, here's my thoughts on this. So when it first came out, this news first dropped, I'm like, man, I don't know about this. This is weird. Why are they only promoting Zelda at E3? Why are they not talking about the NX? But as more news came out over the past few days, the reason that they're only going to go with Zelda at E3 and not talk about the NX at all is because the games aren't ready yet for launch. That's why they're pushing this to March 2017. They want to make sure they have a full, strong launch lineup ready to go. So instead of talking about it almost a year in advance, they want to wait closer to launch date, have a big blowout. Here's the new hardware. Here's all the cool things it can do. Here are all the games that you'll be able to play. So instead, let's focus on the one game that people know are coming at this E3, which is going to be Zelda. Obviously, they're going to be showing the Wii U version, but let's get everyone excited about Zelda. Let's show off this new open world of Zelda, what it's going to be. Make it the entire focus of E3, of this event, because that is going to be the flagship game. That's going to be the game that's going to get people to walk into a store in March to go pick up an NX and go pick up a copy of this game and play it. And yeah, if you can't get the NX when it comes out in March of 2017, yeah, there still will be a Wii U version. So they're going to show you what that's going to be all about as well. So at first I was disappointed about it. I'm like, man, what is Nintendo doing? This doesn't make sense. Why are they skipping the holiday? This is a big mistake. But if they're admitting, look, hardware's ready, but the software, the games, what everyone's coming to the party for is the games. If those aren't ready, wait until they're at a more showable state, show them off then, get people excited, and then just market the hell out of both the hardware and the games and get people to go into the store in March. Now, I still believe they're not going to have as great a sales as they possibly could if they launch on a holiday, because look, everyone's going to, mom and dads are going to spend their Christmas money. They're not going to be spending money on a new console and a bunch of games in the spring. They're just not going to do that. So I do think the long term for Nintendo is, hey, we're just going to market this game throughout 2017 and then make a big push in the holiday, but it'll already be available so you can pick it up whenever you can, which, hey, it is what it is. It's better for them to release it in spring and just have a trickle of launch games come out during the year than to wait an entire holiday, just wait until the end of 2017 to just launch everything at once. So, not the best move Nintendo can do, but, probably the best under the current circumstances.
It's the safe move to do.
Here's the thing, too. Like, there's no 3DS titles they're going to show at E3. I mean, they haven't said anything unless the surprises over there. But they could also do this. They could have their own event, have it sometime the end of the year or sometime the beginning of next year. Like I think Sony did something similar like that to announce everything that was coming for the PlayStation 4, which was a big event. There was a lot of press there. I believe this was in New York City.
February of 2013 is when they did
2013.
It.
Yep, and they had it in New York City, which all the media is there. So it could work out if they do this right. It could work for Nintendo. They need to do that, man. Because if they can't do it at E3, when do you think will be the right time for them to have an event like that? Do you think the end of the year will work out or the beginning of next year?
I think they should just do it at Nintendo Direct 2017. It's typically in March-ish, anyways. That's probably your best opportunity.
Not direct. Not direct though.
Why not?
Not video wise.
They've never really done a consumer focused event.
It won't work like that because the thing is they need the media, Pete. This is not this is only for the fans. They need the media to get major press. They need to get CNN and all these other major outlets to talk about the console. This is a major console for them. They can't just do a Nintendo Direct for YouTube. I mean, how's that going to work out for them if it's only for the hardcore gamers? Where's the casual gamers?
It's worked out for them fine over the last 4 or 5 years anyways. They've never...
Because they don't have no games. But
they've never had to do it. Nintendo is always focused and pushed its brand based on its awareness, what everybody knows. Nobody goes to Nintendo specific events because they don't hold them. And there's a reason for that. They don't need to.
I actually, Pete, I do disagree with you on that. The fact that it's new hardware, you need hands-on impressions from it. They can't just throw a video up. Hey, we got this great new system, and here are the games. You need people with hands-on reactions to like, hey, here's the new NX. I just played it. Here's my video, impressions of it. Here's my write-up on it on Polygon or Kotaku or whatever. They need people actually touching the hardware and talking about the games that come with said hardware. So they do need an event to get all the media together and to let people play the game. Now, I will also say, in my personal opinion, the best thing Nintendo could also do is have that media event and then have like basically a global tour to let consumers get hands-on with it as well. I mean, they need to literally...
Similar to what Danny and I went to in Miami Beach a couple years ago.
Exactly. I think it needs to be a combination of that. I think after the NX launches, they can go back to doing their Nintendo Directs. But to get the hardware out there, no, they got to go above and beyond that. They can't just keep doing what they've done the last 3 or 4 years.
And it's great for investors, too, when they do that. They can't just have it like, hey, here's for the fans.
Well, the investors are going to see all of that prior to. They're already there. If they're already doing tours, they've already got their investors. Investors aren't really going to be worried about that.
No, I'm saying, Pete, I'm sorry. Like when there's a press conference at E3 or when Sony had the big event in New York City to promote PlayStation 4, they had an investors there because the investors want to see the reaction of the media and maybe some of the fans that are also got invited to the event. At that, they need to do that, man. They can't just have it like that. Just Nintendo Direct here, video. It's not a big impact if they do it like that, you know. But here's another thing too that I was wondering, you know, E3 by them just having just Zelda Paris. I know you mentioned that that's an okay thing to promote over there, but don't you think they should also promote something for the 3DS though? Because that's a big handheld for Nintendo.
Well, look, I know we'll get into predictions later in the show, but I think part of what the NX is, I think it's also a successor to the 3DS. So that could also be in play as well. Why they don't want to show off any new, quote unquote, new games for the 3DS, because I think all of this stuff on the mobile and on the, you know, the home console side ties into whatever this NX is going to be. So what I think is, I think Nintendo realizes the NX is their future moving forward. So why even get people talking about something that they're going to move past with the 3DS or the Wii U? Instead, let's focus on the flagship game. Let's hold the predictions. I have a prediction on all this stuff, so I'll shut up. But I think that's why.
I have a crazy prediction too. But should we do this now? I think we should do this
as well. It's a perfect segue into it.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do this. All right, guys. So this is our brand new segment of E3 predictions. It's going to be throughout the whole month of May to promote our E3 coverage. We're going to be talking about that more once it gets closer to E3. And we have a brand new person, too, to introduce this segment. Her name is Miss Leo. Let's play right now.
Hey, darling, this is certified psychic Miss Leo. The guys at Gamertag Radio have pulled me out of retirement to give them some free readings. So I've been using the power of the tarot cards to look into the future, baby. And I've given them my E3 2016 predictions. You hear me?
Yes, we couldn't play the official Miss Cleo, so why not make up a new one, Miss Leo? So shout out to CBS for making that happen, man. All right, so my prediction. Can I start off first, Paris? Because I know you have a big one.
Yes.
I have a big one here, too. So every year, I think for the past 2-3 years, Nintendo have been letting the fans that can't attend E3 in LA, they could also go to their local Best Buy and play certain games that they announced during E3. So I think this year they are going to have Zelda playable limited time, maybe for like a couple days during E3. During the week of E3, you could go to your local Best Buy and play Zelda. They've done this in the past with Mario Kart and other games too. So I think that will happen definitely this year. I think that's it for me. Anybody wants to go make any prediction? I probably will come up with something later on, but go for it, Paris.
Okay, so this goes beyond just E3, since really Nintendo's only just showing Zelda. So I'm just counting in all the NX stuff all in one. I think the NX is going to be a home console, and it's also going to be the successor to the 3DS. And I think, let's just take Zelda, for example. I think Zelda, you'll be able to play it on the NX version. You'll be able to play it at home, open world, do all these great things. I think you will then be able to pick up a portable version of that same game, take it on the bus with you, take it to work with you, take it, wherever, on the go, continue to play the full game, and then bring it back home and continue to experience just as you were. I think what Nintendo is trying to do with the NX is they are now one platform, one device. All their NX and 3DS games, or whatever they're going to be called moving forward, will all be the same. That's why I think they're not showing anything for the 3DS at E3, because when the NX launches, all those games will be the same. I think that's their mic dropper that they're going to have for the NX.
It's a big one.
So you're thinking consolidated ecosystem, similar to what Microsoft is doing with Xbox.
Exactly. And to take it further, they're going to continue to make smartphone apps. I mean, I think you'll still see those experiences will still be separate. But I think when you pick up a Nintendo game, when you walk into a store and pick up a Nintendo game, you'll be able to play it at home or on the go. It's not going to matter. They're going to be seamless across the board. I think that's going to be their big play moving forward. And when you look at what Microsoft's trying to do, if you look at what even Sony's doing with this Neo and PlayStation 4 thing, it kind of makes sense that everyone's headed towards a unified platform. So Nintendo owning the mobile market, mic dropper. If they're saying you pick up a game and play it on whatever, at home or wherever you want to go, and the saves work across and all that, and you can connect with people, do the whole thing, they win. Not that they win like, oh my God, it's going to revolutionize everything, but that's their niche. That's the thing that you're like, you know what, damn, I need to go pick up NX because I can play everything, wherever I am. I think that's where they're going to go with this. And look, it may be crazy. I could be completely wrong, but if that's the big secret that they have, third party's going to jump back on board. Why wouldn't they? That would be an amazing thing for them to do. But as I'm even saying this, talking out in my head, maybe not so much third party. Like, I don't see EA making a portable Mass Effect Andromeda. You know what I mean? So maybe not so much third party, but first party Nintendo, they absolutely could do this. Why not?
My question is, if they do plan to do that, price. That's the tricky part, man.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part. They can't have the console and the handheld too expensive because they want to compete with Sony and Microsoft. So why not have it a lower price, or a price that is close enough to compete with both systems that's out now?
Well, that's the thing. Well, again, I guess it all depends on how this thing's going to be marketed. Will they still have a separate portable component, or will it be just an all-in-one device? Because I guess that would be the other argument to the consumer. What if you're someone that doesn't want a home console, but you love your 3DS? They'd have to separate it too. And look, and I know this is all crazy talk. It probably is not even going to happen, but that'll be key as well. Will there still be a separate quote unquote 3DS that works with NX titles, or would you be forced to buy an NX to still have your portable experience? So
yeah,
we'll see.
It would be crazy if Nintendo announced this as a $299 console, and for them to lose some money for each sale, because in the past they get money every time somebody buys a Wii or Wii U. I think it's $299 will be perfect, and at the same time will create a buzz. The media will talk about it. The fans are like, "What? $299?" But I don't know, man. It's Nintendo. It's kind of I just don't see that.
They do their own thing. They do their own thing.
Yeah.
They go by their own music and tone. My prediction, I'm gonna say a Metroid title. I know everybody's looking forward to something like that, and I'm still looking forward to Star Fox. Whatever happened to that?
It's already out.
But
mixed reviews. But go ahead.
Now's the last time. I doubt I'm going to jump into a Wii U this late in the market when the new one has just been announced. I'm not going to go there. I think that's about it. I do think they're good. I'm thinking, and now that Paris has brought up that concept of single ecosystem, I want to say a new Pokemon game, and that's about it. I mean, again, I'm not really big on the Nintendo thing, but I would love to see a new Metroid, especially with the new experience that an NX could give. Much more graphic intensive. Something for the now, as opposed to something that could have been 2 or 3 years ago. It's been a while since there's been a solid Metroid game. I know there was one a little while back, but it didn't. I don't think it succeeded as well as it could have. I think it was more, the name, maybe sold it more than it could have. But I think that's my prediction.
I think the Nintendo should announce a new Mario. But which one's the one that came out for the Wii? Paris, the one that was like very big, got great reviews.
Mario Maker or Paper?
No, not Mario Maker. I'm talking from the original Wii. The original Wii.
Oh,
you remember?
Oh, nah.
Mario. Not
Super
3D
Mario
World.
Brothers U?
What? Galaxy?
Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
They should announce a new Mario Galaxy, that Super Mario Galaxy.
Let me tell you something right now that you bring up. Well, again, Emily, what's her name?
Rogers.
Rogers.
Yeah, she's rumored that there's going to be an NX launch window which starts in March 2017 and basically goes until the holiday. And in that, she said there will be a 3D Mario. She didn't say Galaxy specific, but I'm telling you right now, they come out with a Mario Galaxy, I will throw my credit card, my Apple Pay, coins, whatever I got. I will just throw them at Nintendo because I want that. I've been wanting that on the Wii U so badly that I want a Mario Galaxy 3. So they got to come out with one. I mean, that's just that first Mario Galaxy and even Galaxy 2, just one of the best games ever.
I agree with that. And before we go to the next segment, Paris, I know that you mentioned the prediction of maybe they're going to have a new handheld and NX together into one package, whatever. And if you think about it, Nintendo been experimenting that for the past few years. If you notice, games that came out for the Wii U and also for the 3DS, they came out at the same time. Let's say Smash Brothers or Mario Kart. There's a bunch of other games that came out around the same time, and it was kind of similar. The only thing was it was like totally different games, So I think it's possible for Nintendo to make that happen now for the NX.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it is a crazy prediction. I really do. I don't necessarily know if it's going to go down the way that I'm saying, but it would be their niche to be able to say, play your games at home or on the go. It just works across the board. I think that would be a big win for them, especially if they could capture an open world experience like Zelda and all right, you were playing at home. Now you're on your way to work, commuting on the train, and you can keep playing that game. And it's the same game and all that. I think that would be huge for them. Now, obviously, getting multiplayer to work would be a hard thing on a portable device, but just for that single player experience, big. I would be interested in it. I know that.
Yeah, see, I'll give you a couple more examples here. NX Remix that came out for both Wii U, 3DS. Lego City also came out for that. Monster Hunter also came out for the 3DS and Wii U. Let me see another one here. Sonic Lost World, Sonic Boom, Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Well, there was the Resident Evil. There was, like you said, 3D World, Sonic Boom, Sonic Lost World, Pushmo, Yoshi's World. There's it almost opens up the concept that the 3DS is what killed the Wii U. If you really think about it, why get it on one when you could get it on the other? And it was literally the same experience.
And a cheaper too.
Yeah, it's cheaper and it's the exact same experience.
Yeah. And I think Emily talked about that on her blog.
Yep.
That by them doing that experiment, that kind of, it's true, Pete. It killed the Wii U because why buy a console for $300 and get a cheaper version on the 3DS?
That's portable. Something that you're going to get the same exact experience. It's literally a port for the handheld. Why why spend the extra $10, $20 to play it in your living room when you could play it in your living room, in your bedroom, in the car, at the office, on the train? It makes no sense for a lower cost, and it's the exact same experience. You're not changing anything. I don't know. It makes sense. And Rabbids is another possibility I would love to see.
All right, before we go on to the next segment, just want to take a word from one of our sponsors and talk about Pro Flowers. Mother's Day is this weekend. Guys, your wife, your mom, your baby's mama, it's that time. We need to hook them up. This is their day. Mother's Day is coming, so why not check out Pro Flowers? Get mom or your wife 100 blooms with a free glass vase for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Or make her day extra special, upgrade to a premium vase and add gourmet chocolates for just $9.99 more. Go to proflowers.com and use our code GTR. Take the guesswork out of sending your mom, your grandma, or your wife the perfect Mother's Day gift. Can't beat the price and convenience. Pro Flowers takes care of the details. Pro Flowers are guaranteed to be fresh and beautiful for at least 7 days or your money back. You choose the delivery date you want and it's guaranteed. It's a no-brainer. Fellas, we're running out of time. Mother's Day is this Sunday. So here you go. Go get those 100 blooms with a free glass vase starting at $19.99. Visit proflowers.com, click the blue microphone in the top right corner, and click our code GTR. That's proflowers.com. Click on the microphone and use our code GTR. Time is running out. This offer expires this Friday at midnight. Go to proflowers.com. Use our code GTR.
And also Thursday, we're going to have Ryan. We already rescheduled our interview. Ryan McCaffrey from IGN. And we're going to be talking about, of course, about his podcast and maybe some E3 predictions about Xbox. What do you think about that, Paris? I'm excited for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited for it. Really looking forward to it.
All right, so stay tuned this Thursday. All right, so Pete,
What's
Infinity Ward. You got to see about this leak? Call of Duty 4?
Yeah, so there's...
Please, you're a Call of Duty fan.
Yeah, so there's a leak. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare coming out 4/11/2016. Kind of surprised me that it's coming out in April. You know, typically Call of Duty is the November title. I guess they're trying to get away from the bulk of games that now come out in the holiday season. But it's coming if you get the Legacy Edition with the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare included. I don't know if it's enough. I think I'm kind of done with Call of Duty, but it'll be interesting to see what Infinity Ward.
You got that wrong.
What?
So this leaked. I think usually it comes out every November.
Right.
So I think it's going to be 11/4 instead of 4/11.
I don't know. It says 4/11/16. I'm in America. That's how we read the dates.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But anyway, continue, please.
No, that's fine. So if you get the standard edition, you get just the regular game. If you buy the Legacy Edition, it comes with Modern Warfare Remastered, which is the campaign and 10 multiplayer maps. Again, we'll clarify real quick. 4/11 or 11/4. You know, I'm assuming this was released, overseas, which is why it maybe confused me. But I don't know if it's. I don't know. I as much as I loved, and you'll notice the past tense on that, the Call of Duty franchise, I think I'm done with it. To be quite honest, I think there's too many other opportunities in the shooter space now, and I think, especially putting the word infinite, especially if it's going to be, if there's going to be another title coming out the following year as usual, I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to jump into a Call of Duty game these days because it's not something that I devote myself for months to anymore.
Was this the game you got to see, Paris, before it launched?
What, Modern Warfare?
The remaster? Yeah, Modern Warfare. Yeah, right? That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself playing this at all, or you think you're done with this whole thing?
I'm interested. Like I'm lesser of a hardcore Call of Duty person than Pete was, but I mean back in the day, like with Modern Warfare, oh yeah, I was all into that. I'm curious. I want to see it. I just want to see what it's like. It's nice to have that nostalgia there. I mean, as far as the new Call of Duty itself goes, I mean, unless they just do something we've not seen in a while, it's just another Call of Duty, rinse and repeat, and just keep going. Now, I have definitely a newfound respect for the esports scene for Call of Duty, having going to one of those Call of Duty events last year. I mean, it's amazing to see how skilled those pro gamers are. But just me as the casual guy, I mean, I'm not gonna run out and trip over myself to get the new Call of Duty. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see at E3. We'll see what this new one's going to be, and if there's going to be something new about it. But I like the fact that they're bringing the remaster of the OG one back. I mean, it's something I could see me casually playing for nostalgia sake, getting together with some friends and just going through those old maps. I mean, it's worth it for that at least. You know, the new game, like I said, we'll see at E3. I don't know.
Yeah, and now also, are they also going to release this for the PC and also Xbox? Because right now we only see the PlayStation 4 version. Because of course they have that marketing deal with them.
That's the marketing. Yeah, that's
right. That's how it was. You know, accidentally leaked. It was actually on the PlayStation Store that people saw this. So that's why. And yes, it is confirmed. It is November 4th. My apologies. I misread it because, you know, we're an American. That's how we read dates. And yes, it was because they, you know, when they released this image, it was from, I believe, Europe. And, you know, that's how Europe does their stuff. So that's how they do their dates. So that's why it came out like that. But yeah, it's like Paris. You know, it's intriguing just to see what's new, but is it going to be the same old, and is it worth it? We'll see. I know. Only time will tell in the title.
Definitely. All right, so Paris, I know you posted this, I believe, in our prior chat about a new Xbox hardware and controller will be announced at E3. Of course, this is a rumor still. Paris, you would like to talk about that a little bit more?
Well, you know, Paul Thurrott, who is a well-known Microsoft / Windows insider, he's never been truly big on the Xbox side. He's dropped a couple nuggets here and there, but he got word that there is going to be a new Xbox. There's going to be new Xbox hardware and a new Xbox controller. I've not seen too much follow up on it since. I know Major Nelson kind of put out a cryptic tweet like, you know, hey, kids, don't believe the stuff you read on the internet. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if this is the fabled Xbox 1.5 or is this just a revised Xbox Slim. I do think this. If there is an Xbox Slim, that's a mistake in that Sony's going to have this Neo and we know Nintendo's having this NX. And if both of those are true and all Microsoft has at E3 is like, hey, here's still the same Xbox One and we've tweaked the controller again. People aren't going to be excited about that. That's not going to push the needle for Microsoft. So if they're looking to make a splash at this E3, it definitely needs to be more than just a revised controller. Now, look, my Miss Leo prediction on that would be that they're just going to make the Elite controller the standard controller moving forward. That would be pretty big, I think. But that would also piss off people that spend $100+ on an Elite controller already. So I don't know. We'll have to wait till E3. It sounds like whatever Microsoft is doing, they're going to keep this very close to the vest.
Do you think they are also going to release this right away? Like the last time we were at E3 Paris, that they said, okay, we have a brand new console. It's coming out next week. Boom.
Well,
or you could start pre-ordering now. They could start doing that too.
Well, if it's just a Slim, yeah, they'll do it like they did a few years back when you and I were at the press conference and they unveiled the new 360, the revised 360. It was on sale, like the very next day? Was it?
Yeah, the next day.
Something
like that week or something like that.
Yeah. They would do something like that if that's all it is. If this is an Xbox 1.5, then no, you would pre-order it and it would come out at some point this holiday.
But why? No, why wait to this holiday? They could release it for the summer right away. You don't have to wait all the way to the end of because there's rumors that they've been making it behind the scenes, and probably we're going to have already that available for the summer during the week of E3. There's been rumors about that too.
I don't see them Phil Spencer coming out on stage saying we got this brand new Xbox that does all these cool things, but it still plays Xbox One games, and you can go get it right now. I doubt it. That I doubt.
Why not?
I doubt it.
Why not? They've done it in the past.
That just it seems to me they would wait until the holiday, maybe bundle it with Gears of War 4, kind of sell that experience that, hey, if you get this new console, if you get the new Xbox 1.5, here's what Gears of War 4 looks like it on it compared to the Xbox One. This is why it's worth, your $399 whatever versus Xbox One. I don't see them throwing a $400 console out at E3 and saying, go get it now without letting word of mouth get out there, without having media impressions and all that. I don't think Sony would do it, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think.
No, but yeah.
So why you're right. Yeah. So why would Nintendo, Nintendo, I'm terrible. Is it because we're recording early? I can't talk.
I think it's that.
I don't see Microsoft doing that, nor do I see Sony doing anything like that. I see them announcing it at E3, but then letting Gamescom happen, let all that go down, and then launching it probably in October or November.
The reason why I think Microsoft should release this as soon as possible is because I think they're going to get outshined with the whole PlayStation 4K console. If that get announced too.
Yeah, you don't know that.
You don't have specs on either one.
We don't know
so
that.
You can't say it's going to outshine because you don't know what they're going to do. Remember, we talked about this last week. Phil Spencer said it himself. We're not going to do this unless we go big. And unless they make a complete overhaul of the Xbox One or 1.5, whatever the new console is going to be, they need to give the consumer a reason to either let go of their existing Xbox One or give them a reason to choose an Xbox 1.5 over an existing 4 or 4K, whatever the PlayStation version is going to be. You have to give them a compelling reason to go out and spend that extra money. So unless it blows your mind specs wise, there's no other. And we said it last week. We've said it on previous shows. There's no reason to upgrade either one unless it gives you. Unless it blows your socks off specs wise. Now, Paris, I know you've mentioned that you wanted to go with the 4K just so that you could watch the 4K game. You could watch 4K streaming and you get better performance out of it. But that's because that's what you wanted to do. That's your ecosystem now at your house. But I think I'm going to agree with Paris on this one. I don't see them pushing it immediately. There's no underlying reason for it. Give gamers a reason to buy it. Like you have to give them a compelling reason to go out and spend that extra hard-earned money, especially if they've already dropped $400 on an Xbox One just as recently. People are a lot more finicky and fickle with their money these days.
Oh, and just to throw in, because I forgot to mention this at the top, and what Paul Thurrott was also saying is, from what he's hearing, this would have some type of Windows 10 integration as well. So what that is, I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, I've been screaming this since last E3. They need to let the Xbox One basically be a Steam client, so you can stream your PC games to your Xbox One. And, and vice versa. Obviously, they're doing it from Xbox One to PC, but they need to go from PC to Xbox One as well. I think that would be a huge win for them, too. And not just the UWP Windows 10 games. They need to open it up to all of them. Steam needs to be a part of it.
No, my question to you, Paris, before we go to the next segment. I know you don't have your Xbox One anymore. What should they announce for this new console coming up that's going to make you go to the store and buy a brand new Xbox 1.5 or whatever it's going to be called?
And look, this doesn't even have to be an Xbox 1.5. It could be an Xbox One. There's really only about one thing they could do right now to get me to go pick up an Xbox at this point, and that's to make exclusive games on the console side that I can't play on Windows 10, that I gotta have. And Gears of War 4, it's sounding like it's not going to be on Windows 10 day one. I got to see more of it before I get the sweats to say, man, I got to go get an Xbox to go play it. I'm still, that alone isn't enough to push me back to go get an Xbox One.
That goes against everything that they just went and did.
Exactly. I know it does. And again, which is my point, is if they're going towards this unified platform and I have a high-end PC, I don't need an Xbox to experience Xbox games. So I don't know, even if it's an Xbox 1.5, if that's going to be the thing to push me back. I don't know, because if I can still play the games I want to play from Microsoft on my PC, I don't need the console.
All right, gamers, want to make some extra money? Well, I got an easy way for you to do it. Drive with Uber. Uber's a smartphone app that connects with riders with drivers. So as a driver, it will help you make extra money driving your own car. And it's totally flexible. You don't have to quit your day job. You could do this on the side, and you could get some extra money by doing that. And you could do this on your own schedule. Whenever you need to make extra money, just turn on the app and drive. A few hours here and a few hours there, and it all adds up. And it's super fast and easy. So do this. Go to drivewithuber.com to sign up. And you could do this right now while listening to Gamertag Radio. Answer a few basic questions about you and your car, and then get approved. Start driving, and that's it. I told you it was very, very easy, and it's totally flexible right here. Once again, if you want earning extra money on your own schedule, sign up to Drive with Uber today. Go with drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com. And we have a lot of friends that do this on the side, and also family members. So why not get some extra cash? And of course, you can get all these consoles coming out at the end of the year, and maybe even NX when it comes out March 2017. So once again, go to drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com and sign up today. Thanks to Uber for sponsoring this episode of Gamertag Radio. And we have, I believe, another topic here, which is very important to Pete.
Yep.
Pete, the Division, cheating. What's up with that? What's going on?
So there's a couple of things that are plaguing Massive and Ubisoft's, third-person shooter, The Division.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually spent a lot less time playing it over the last week because there are a couple of issues. Most of them have to do with, and we've mentioned this before, with having people exploiting. It's not really cheating per se, but the exploit issues are still prevalent in the game. People using mobile cover to get into areas that shouldn't. I know over the last couple of weeks, Ubisoft has taken a lot of flack from a PR standpoint for their saying that they're going to punish players for exploiting, bad game code. I think it's a bad idea, but they are putting a lot of effort into correcting it. Earlier this week, there was a video piece put out on YouTube as well that I believe is one of the guys that used to work at Titanfall, as well as he did a couple of other games. I think God of War Ascension might have been one as well, questioning the way the Division is used. As apparently it's a client app where it does all of the game code is actually done on the console, or whether it's on the Xbox or it's on PlayStation or it's on PC, versus server side. So when everything is done on the server side, the server dictates what is allowed, what's not allowed, and it would prevent all of the issues that have plagued the Division with regards to cheating and hacks and things like that. Something similar to what Bungie did. Now, unfortunately, Ubisoft doesn't have the infrastructure in place. Now, whether that was anticipated or not, it's hard to tell. We're obviously, we don't sit in those meetings, so we don't know. Obviously, things like that would have mitigated a lot of the issues that are plaguing the game. But Ubisoft is working on the 1.2 patch. It's codenamed as Conflict, similar to what it's going to be called when they release the new Incursion set. Part of those improvements, there's also ban limits that they're going to do. The first, if your gamer tag has been, or your account has been flagged as a cheater or a common exploiter, you're going to get banned for 14 days. Second offense, you're going to get banned permanently. They also said that part of the fixes involved are going to be getting rid of a bunch of the problems that we're having with mobile cover, allowing them to glitch out. Also, they are improving lag response adjustments, and hopefully a lot of the client side stuff will be mitigated. It's hard to anticipate and see if they're actually going to be successful. They've been collecting a large list of people, especially plagued by the 1.1 patch on Xbox, where gamers were they had their entire characters disappear for days and weeks on end. Actually, I've got a couple of friends on my friends list that unfortunately were dumped off and they couldn't play for a week or two. So we'll see.
That's kind of annoying.
It is, especially after you've spent $60. You've spent countless hours on the game, putting in all this time and effort to get things, and then when they release a patch, your game is done. Your character's not there. I mean, they did try to ameliorate some of the issues by giving out, free Phoenix credits, but they've salted on a lot of people's, desire and want to play the game. So it's going to take a lot for them to come back and make it worth their while. And that's one of the things that they said in one of their posts is it's the last chance that Ubisoft and Massive have to fix the issues and bring people back, because there's nothing worse than a gamer who's already been salted. For example, like Paris, there's no reason for Paris to come back unless Massive comes out and says, okay, we've put in all this extra content so that we can bring in the people who played and left because there wasn't enough for them to do, or to entice them to come in and say, okay, you know what? They've had their chance. They fixed the problems. Here's what we've done to show that, A, we're not worthless game devs. We do know what we're doing. And this is all the game content that you could do from beginning to end on PvE and PvP to bring a Paris over who thought he may have been interested at the beginning and then realized it wasn't for him. So it's a twofold thing. And hopefully this is enough to not push this game away so far. Like, I played it this morning and it hasn't changed. It's more or less a little bit of the same, but I would like to see more. I would like to see more challenging opportunities instead of the two that are always there. Give me more. And that's ultimately what gamers want. They want more gameplay.
Yep. Here's my thing on this, just real quick. And I'm being serious. I'm not joking around or, trying to troll or anything, but going back to that preview event that Pete and I attended, and when we sat down with the creative director, a huge red flag for me when we were talking to him about in-game content and what they were going to do post-game and all that. And, Pete knows this, I say it all the time. It was like that was my pause. I was like, I don't know about this. And I've been saying it ever since. And look, I know everybody was excited when it came out, and there's this great thing with the Division, but now that we're seeing all these exploits and, the PC, like I have the PC version, I see no reason for me to touch this game at this point, because I'm not going to jump in at this point and have to deal with basically hackers constantly manipulating the game so they have all the in-game content, and I'm going in the dark zone and just getting nuked every time I jump in there. That's not fun to me. And look, this game will forever be linked to Destiny. I still play Destiny. I've been playing Iron Banner. I've been doing all the new content and all that, and I've been having a blast. And I think what Pete ended with is the difference. Bungie has been adapting over the last year and a half, and they've been listening to the community, and they've made the game enticing to come back and play again. Whereas, look, I know Division is still early. They got time to try and fix it, but everything I keep hearing about this game, I don't feel the need to jump in. I just don't see why I would invest my time and effort into that game right now, because it sounds like the in-game content, you know, like Pete is saying, is there's only a couple things you're doing. The in-game rewards, the loot, because that's what you play for, to get the in-game loot, is not that enticing. And then people are exploiting and hacking to get what content there is anyways. The Dark Zone is starting to sound like a freaking hot mess. I'm not seeing it. And I'm not saying this to hate the game. I'm just saying this is basically an observer from the outside looking in. I'm not seeing why I want to invest in this title right now. So they got a lot of work to do over the summer, in my personal opinion, because if they don't get this right by the holiday, it's done. Wait for the Division 2 when they can actually fix all this stuff and get it right. Because this sounds like the PC version needs a complete overhaul to the point, nope, not touching it, because it'll never be fixed. So, you know, as it stands right now, I'm out. I'm not going to play this game.
To your defense, it goes back to it's a conversation that you and I had privately based on this game. It might be too far gone with leveling up for someone like you to come in at this time. It's kind of like during the holiday season when I jumped on Destiny on PlayStation 4. Even with the light jump to 25, it still wasn't enticing enough for me to go through all of that work to level my light level character up sufficient so that I could run on raids and do things with you, right?
Right.
And it's kind of similar in that same respect with the Division at this point. It's almost, granted, it's not 2 years out like it was when I got it on PlayStation 4 for Destiny, but there's so much that you'd have to do to get caught up to the level where you could do an incursion on challenging and start picking up, the teal or purple or green pieces for the extremely high level stuff that's right now the end game. But on PC, because of it being client model as opposed to a server model game type, there would have to be, like you said, a complete rewrite of the game code and network code to prevent a lot of the hacks. Now, whether that was done as a cost-cutting measure by Ubisoft, I don't know. Can't say that. But the client model is something that has plagued other games, such as Call of Duty. Like, I remember, I think it was Call of Duty 2 and Modern Warfare 2 and 3. There was a lot of people JTagging consoles and hacking so that they got, the ultimate high, it was like the 10th level prestige based on bad code. You don't see it happening anymore. And now I don't have confirmation personally whether the Call of Duty franchise moved to a server side, but you don't hear a lot of that anymore. And that just goes to show that they learned from their mistake. Now, whether that means, the Division, in Massive, they go and change that on the Division 2, is that enough to maybe save the franchise? I don't know. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. So me personally, it doesn't really affect me much. Also, I'm playing on Xbox. So I'm not going to see a lot of the hacks that are being done, which includes teleportation and unlimited ammo and benefit stats. Like if you see the video that I saw that this guy was doing, like he did all of those things. He single-handedly went through the incursion on challenging by himself using hacks. Again, on PC. A lot of those things cannot be done on the console because you don't have that built-in, you don't have those additional tools at your disposal. But yeah, there is a lot of things that Ubisoft and Massive need to do to fix this, and hopefully give it the opportunity that a title like this should deserve to have a lasting impression and a lasting something that's going to last longer than 6 to 8, 9 months. Hopefully this goes on for a year plus and people are enjoying it still at that time.
I'm having a great time. I'm still playing the game, so, and Pete, that was one thing that Pete mentioned right before the game came out, is Godfrey going to be playing this after a month? And look, I'm still playing it nonstop. So yeah.
All right. So we're going to switch concepts here. Want to give a shout out to MeUndies.com. Whether you're wearing a suit or sweats, or when you're going to the gym, like Paris and I, the thing that you probably wear the most is underwear. I know it's kind of like an awkward concept, I think we mentioned this, a while back, but instead of making a statement like me with socks, Superman's cape, your underwear is probably, like most other people's, boring, and MeUndies is here to change that. So every pair of MeUndies is made from a fabric called modal, and it's twice as soft as cotton. So instead of getting it for myself, I actually got some of the underwear for my wife. And I know typically it's us reviewing the product, but I wanted to get a woman's perspective on some of the products, and I know some of our listeners are women. It's not always about the guys. And she really liked it. Now, I'm not going to lie, she's Colombian. She got a big booty. So, according to her, when I spoke to her, she said that she really liked the feel of the cotton because she got a big butt. And a lot of the times the underwear creeps up, and she didn't have to deal with that. It didn't. And her exact words were, she hates tangas, or the thong, because it always feels like a piece of popcorn shell stuck in a tooth. It's very uncomfortable. But not with the MeUndies that she got. It was surprisingly comfortable, and she's not sure if it's because it's the modal cotton or if it or what, but she really loved it. She actually liked the thong, which she doesn't typically wear. It's also the prints that it has are a lot of fun, and she doesn't normally wear prints when it comes to her undergarments. So MeUndies has dozens of styles and limited edition prints to help you make a statement with your underwear, whether anyone can see them or not. Remember, Superman wore a cape, and I've got amazing socks as well. And if you don't like your first pair of MeUndies, they're totally free, no questions asked. It's why they're called the world's most comfortable underwear. All you need to do is try on a pair, and you'll see for yourself. So, how do you get a pair? Shipping is free in the United States and Canada, and you can save up to $8 a pair with the MeUndies subscription plan. Get the subscription plan or a single pair and get 20% off your first order when you go to MeUndies.com/GTR. That's MeUndies.com/GTR for 20% off your first order. MeUndies.com/GTR.
All right, Paris, last topic.
Sega is developing a Shinobi movie with the Into the Woods and Wicked producer. Now, for those of you, because here's my question when I saw this. Does anyone even remember Shinobi at this point? Because
I remember.
I barely remember playing Shinobi back in the day, on Sega system. So I don't know. Is it too late? That would be my question. I mean, it's great that they're going to do this, and don't get me wrong. I mean, it'll be curious to see what kind of budget it has, and how big of a movie this will be. But doesn't Sega really need to kind of get the audience reintegrated with Shinobi so we know what the heck it is? Because I mean, just seeing the name Shinobi, I don't think the average gamer under the age of 30 is even going to know what the heck they're talking about.
It's a well-known character, though, for our generation.
To you, old man. I'm talking about the kids. I don't know what the hell Shinobi is.
My question is, why now? Why are they doing this now? And the second thing is, it depends how they have this movie film. Like, how's the style? How are they going to promote this? Because I believe the person is working. What's the name of the person is working on this?
Mark Platt.
Mark Platt.
Yes.
He worked on Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and that was a very well done movie, man. I love that movie.
He made $5.
So dope.
Made $5. Let's not forget that it tanked at the theater.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I'm saying.
It tanked. And why it tanked? Was it because the promotion, the marketing?
It got a lot of promotion because remember they screened it at Comic-Con. I mean, they were. It was everywhere. Everyone was hearing about Scott Pilgrim. I know I went and saw it the first weekend because of all the marketing, and I enjoyed it. But the average moviegoer just did not go see it. So, which brings me back to my point: who the hell knows about Shinobi? I'm serious. I don't look. Great that they're making the movie. Don't get me wrong, but they got to get Shinobi back into they need word of mouth. They need people talking about Shinobi again. And the fact that this is a Sega title and Sega has just went poof on the console and they're focusing on PC stuff and mobile stuff, I don't know. I don't know where people are going to hear about Shinobi for this movie to matter.
Well, the last Shinobi game that came out was for the PlayStation 2 back in 2002.
I rest my case. Again, who under 30 knows about this game? That's what I'm saying. No one knows.
Actually, I think the right way to say it is who under 30 cares about Shinobi. And it's
exactly.
Because it's a great title back then. I think it would probably make more sense for them to maybe bring out a game in the now and then have the movie come up as a follow-up. Or vice versa. Who knows? Maybe the movie comes out and it's halfway decent and they release a game afterwards. But I don't know.
I'll take this. I could take this even a step further. And I know I can already sense that Danny's going to say I'm crazy. I don't think anybody under 30 even cares about Ninja Gaiden, let alone Shinobi.
Oh my God.
Wow,
you just
slapped him from California.
And look,
why would you even say that?
And I'm a Ninja Gaiden guy. Don't get me wrong. Look, NES back in the Dizzy, loved it. But I'm just saying, when was the last relevant Ninja Gaiden game?
Okay, the last one was garbage. I could give you that.
That's why I said when was the last relevant one? That's my point. It's been over a decade.
Part 2? It's been over Part 2 that came out for the Xbox 360. Has it been a decade?
2014 was when Z came out. Ninja Gaiden 2 came out 2008.
Okay, so 8 years.
Almost 8 years.
Yeah. But
that was an exclusive for 360.
But that brings back the point. If Ninja Gaiden isn't even something that people are talking about, who the hell knows about Shinobi? I mean, come on. 2002 was the last game. I mean, that's a very long time to just, hey, we're going to make a movie. Crickets. People are going to be like, who's Shinobi? I don't know who that is.
I'm still wondering why now, Sega. Please, why? Why now? That's the question. Why they should have done this a long time ago. I don't know. Hey, look, listeners, send us your feedback. Let us know about what you think about this new Shinobi movie.
Actually, you know what? You know what I'd like to hear on the feedback. If not Shinobi, what movie would they like to see, or what game would they like to see translated into a movie?
Okay.
That hasn't already been done, right? So it has to be, let us know what you guys think. What game, current or old, do you think would translate, and let us know why. Don't just throw out like a name of a game or whatever, like whatever, like Fear. Actually, Fear would be a pretty cool movie, but give us a reason why, whether it's old or new.
I would like to see BioShock. That would be for me.
Send us an email to gamertagradio. Oh my God! Send the emails to fan mail. My God, I messed up. Man, it's this morning thing.
It's the morning. It's because it's early. Yeah.
All right. You can send us an email to fanmail@gamertagradio.com or give us a call 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Also, you could also head over to gamertagradio.com or play.it/gamertag. You could download our past episodes and share with your friends. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and other podcast directories. And I think that's about it, man. So, Paris, anything you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, again, looking forward to next episode with Ryan McCaffrey. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of questions to ask about Xbox and even E3 in general.
Definitely. But what about you, Pete?
I just want to say, rest in peace, Lionhead Studios.
Oh yes, they did. They closed down a couple days ago. Oh yep. Man, sad. Yeah. Shout out to Lauren. I know she's the community manager of. We used to be the community manager of Lionhead Studios. She used to listen to our show, the podcast, all the time, man. So shout out to Lauren.
Yeah, I've been seeing her on Twitter the last few days, like posting a lot of pictures and stuff of just memories, Lionhead, just all the things. So yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, I love that original Fable, really did. It was such a great game.
Definitely. All right, so see you this Thursday here only on Gamer Tag Radio. Can't wait. Peace. We're out.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.